Hi everyone, Pam Gregory, astrologer. I'm going to be speaking to you today about the first half of May, and in particular the full moon that we have coming up in Scorpio on the 3rd and the 4th. But firstly, I'd like to talk about some bigger planetary cycles. We have Saturn moving retrograde in Sagittarius. It'll continue to do that, in fact, until August. And that really is about asking us if we're living fully in our authenticity. Are we living with our passion? Are we living from our centre? And because it's retrograde, it's asking us to go back over whether we're really taking responsibility for our actions and our happiness and our lives, because it's only when we do that that we can fully feel happy. Also, we have Pluto, which is retrograde in Capricorn, and Pluto is a very deep planet. It rules Scorpio, so that is asking us to go deeply within as well, and to ask us whether we've healed our old wounds. Have we healed our shadows? Have we let our old baggage go in order that we can move forwards in a full way? And it's really about developing wisdom. Pluto retrograde is about developing wisdom so that we can accept the experiences we've had in our lives, but without the emotional charge. And then we have the full moon at 13:22 of Scorpio. And this is happening on the 3rd of May at 8:42 p.m. Pacific and 4:42 a.m. UK time the next day on the 4th of May. Now, at a full moon, the sun and the moon are always opposite each other. So the sun is in Taurus and the moon is in Scorpio. And when we have Taurus symbolism, it's very much about our values, what we value, and living in line with our values. Because if we're not fully living in line with our values, our life doesn't flow that well. We can feel very out of sorts and dissatisfied with our life. For instance, my top value is helping people fulfill their potential in life, and astrology is an outstandingly good way to do that. So I'm living in line with that value. So it's a very valuable exercise to identify those values, particularly at this full moon, to see if you're living fully in line with your values, because after this cycle of completion, the full moon, very often we have to make adjustments to really reflect the symbolism, to live more fully in line with our values. The moon is in Scorpio, and at a full moon, emotions always tend to run quite high. Sensitive people feel this very strongly, but there is no covering up the emotion with the moon in Scorpio. It's intense, it's deep, and again, it asks us to go down into our feelings and shine a light. The full moon is going to shine a light on those deep feelings and transform them, bring them to the surface to be released. So at this full moon also, we have Jupiter in a very tight square to the sun and the moon. Now this is wonderful because it can help us to expand our vision and help us to expand our sense of joy. And because all three planets, the sun, the moon and Jupiter, are in fixed signs, this can give enormous determination and tenacity and perseverance to what we're trying to achieve. The downside of fixed signs is that we can get stuck in a rut. We can just do it the way we've always done it. And the aspects all around this full moon are asking that to be shaken up, so we can break through from all the old baggage that has been holding us back to truly live much more authentically. To emphasize this theme, Saturn is also opposing Mercury at this full moon, and that is great for focusing the mind. It's very good for study, it's very good for serious deep thought as well. So again, this is asking us to go deeply within and think about what is really important to us, what is of serious focus to us. So the whole period is about deep contemplation and about releasing anything that is impeding us from our wisdom, from our authenticity, from our joy, but most importantly from our individual vision too. And one aspect that will help with that individual vision is we have Jupiter trine Uranus, and that's in quite a wide trine at the moment, but anyone who has planets or angles between 12 to 17 degrees of the fire sign, so Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, will be likely to feel this. And this can bring us breakthroughs. It can bring a lot of creativity, seeing things from a very different angle, seeing much greater possibilities in our lives than we saw before. It can bring in out of the blue opportunities that change things for us. It can bring windfalls and a real sense of freedom and liberation. So if you have anything in those mid degrees of the fire signs, that can really help you with this full moon in early May. And remember that Neptune stays in Pisces for the long term, so that really enables us to easily tune in to our intuition and tune in to what will really help us move forwards, and perhaps ask for some higher guidance as to how we might do this. So see where this full moon falls in your chart, because wherever it falls, it's shining a light on that area of life and representing a cycle of completion and culmination for you. Now, if you don't know where that falls in your chart, if you just check out the link, there's a link in the description beneath this video, and if you click on that, that will take you directly to my store, where you can buy a 2-part video series that will explain to you very simply how you can identify where any full moon, new moon, any aspect you ever have in your chart, how to easily identify where it falls in your chart and what it actually means for you. So that will give much more meaning to every update I ever do, or any astrologer ever does, because it will be tailored specifically to you and your birth chart. So just check that out. And if you'd like any more information about my book, or my free monthly newsletter, I put out about a 2,000-word newsletter each month, just check out my website, www.thenextstep.uk.com. And thanks for listening.